Alright, it's my favorite time of year again. Rainbow Six Siege Esports has started yet again, and I will be here to cover the North American Pro League. Alright, the Rainbow Six Siege Pro League is yet again back. This time we are on Stage 2. Now there are 3 stages throughout the year. Obviously at the beginning of the year we did have Stage 1. They were able to get that done even through COVID. But now that we're getting along with this whole COVID thing, they're actually playing in Las Vegas together as a team. So this is really great just to see these teams be able to actually play together, and it's not this whole online system that we've been struggling with for the last year. But okay, North American Pro League, guys. This is an exciting time of year. We have 9 teams competing over the course of 9 play days. So with 9 teams playing over 9 play days, the whole point system is that you essentially get 3 points for a win, 2 points for an overtime win, 1 point for an overtime loss, and then you get nothing if you, of course, lose. Now, you got 9 teams battling over 9 play days, and what's this all for? Well, a big grand prize of about $50,000 total for all the teams. So even if you're on 9th place, you do at least get $2,000 just for coming out and being able to make it to the pros, which I do really appreciate. But these teams, they are grinding for the #1 title of North America and to make the most money. Alright, so for today's highlights, I will be covering Play Day 3. First 2 play days have already come and gone. And really, the teams are shaping up to be some of them quite the formidable powerhouse. I mean, you have TSM right now, who is undefeated with 2 wins. And I mean, one of them was a complete sweep, 7-0. These guys are unstoppable. Watching them, they've created a format that I have never seen in Pro League. I mean, this has all the teams guessing in every map that they encounter them. You cannot stop TSM and Boalo, all these guys. They're just some of the best in Rainbow Six Pro League altogether. But with TSM leading the pack, we got DZ behind them, Mirage in 3rd, SSG in 4th, Oxygen in 5th, Disrupt Gaming in 6th, Sonics in 7th, 8th, Beast Coast, and lastly, Xset in 9th place. So with all these teams, guys, I mean, like I've said, we've seen some real shaping of the teams. Dark Zero, yes, they're in 2nd, but they seem to be trying to figure out their format and their formula. They don't have quite a set strategy like TSM or even, let's say, Mirage. Mirage is looking incredible this year. Over basically the creation of the team, they've really evolved into a top competitor in the Pro League. I mean, then of course Space Station Gaming, I mean, they were the world champs, and most of their players still are those reigning world champs from about a year and a half ago. These guys are incredible. So you have to look out for Space Station Gaming while you're watching these games. Now from 5th on to about 9th, well, these teams are all very, very interesting. Like, you have a couple teams that are very fresh into the Pro League. I mean, their experience is only that of Stage 1, and they have a lot of melding to do and molding and just learning how to play with each other, because that's what this game's all about, is teamwork and just learning exactly what your buddy is thinking without even speaking it. So Xset, they've got some things to work on. Beast Coast, of course. Disrupt Gaming, these guys have got some excellent young talent, and you can really see it with their games as they're playing. And of course, Oxygen and Beast Coast, all these teams, guys, they are fantastic. I enjoy watching them so much, and with this game day 3 coverage, you're gonna see why I enjoy watching them. But alright guys, that's enough of a recapable Playday 2. Let's get into Playday 3, because this was some of the most exciting matches I've seen in Rainbow Six Siege. Yep, we're gonna start things off with game 1, and that was TSM versus Dark Zero Esports. Alright, so with the top 2 teams of the North American League battling against each other, this was an absolute blowout, guys. It was a 7-0 victory for TSM over Dark Zero. Dark Zero, they are a very good team. They got some incredibly talented players on their team. I mean, Hyper, he's one of the best players in North America, but today, guys, he could not hold up for Dark Zero against TSM. With the likes of Boileau and Chala on TSM, I mean, Chala has died 5 times over the course of 3 matches, guys. That is insane. That is so few deaths, I can hardly wrap my mind around it. We got Boileau on TSM, who is just an outstanding player. He has been leading the charge for his team, leading almost the league in kills. I mean, this guy is insane. And with their recent addition of Pojomin, I mean, these guys, I can't even brag about them enough. They have such a strong looking team that if I was anyone else in the rest of the world, I'd be watching these guys to try to figure out how they play. So the last time these guys actually matched up was October last year. I mean, they didn't get to play all of last stage. So to see them duke it out now, well, I wasn't exactly expecting this, but TSM did beat them in the past. I mean, it seems like with history showing what it shows, TSM has always kind of been the superior to DZ. But that to say, DZ is still rebuilding as we speak. I mean, they have some of the best players in the North American League, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the season shows for them. But alright, now we're going into Game 2's coverage, and that was Space Station Gaming versus Disrupt Gaming. Now, I kind of mentioned this earlier. Disrupt Gaming, they're a new team. I mean, their talent on the team is so young. There's not a lot of experienced players on their team. They even have a new coach, and it does, in a sense, show, but they really bring something unique being such a young team. I mean, if you watch these highlights, they have their moments where they look like they are a top competitor in this league. But when you're playing against someone like Space Station Gaming, well, these guys are the best in the world. They were at least a year and a half ago when they won the World Series. I mean, they just have the addition of one player since then, and all these guys are fantastic. Their new player, Hot and Cold, again, one of the top players in North American League. I've seen this guy's name pop up over the last 3 years of me covering this. But on Chalet, Space Station Gaming, they came out swinging. After the second round, Disrupt Gaming, they used their tactical timeout. They were forced to. Space Station Gaming was all over them, not giving them a chance to even think. And with that continued pressure, Space Station Gaming, they won 7-2. Now, although the score doesn't really show it, this was actually surprisingly a close game. Disrupt Gaming, they are a young, powerful team. Like I was saying, they can't always, they got all that start, but unfortunately no finish. And I know that over time, they will absolutely mold into a team that will be all start and finish. So heading into match 3, guys, we had Mirage Esports versus Beast Coast. Now, Mirage, like I said, I've been covering these guys since their creation as a team and an organization, and they have really shown that they are a top competitor in the North American League. Throughout this entire match, I mean, they showed defensively that they'll get you, man. Sneaky little echo plays when they're just dropping in a bomb right as they're about to get the diffuser. I mean, that's the kind of plays these guys make, and that's what wins matches. But wow, with game 3 being a 7-2 victory for Mirage Esports, this is kind of shaping up what the entire day was like. We're talking about almost blowouts to blowouts. No close games at all. We'll get to game 4 when we get there. But with game 3 being a 7-2 victory, it shows you that Mirage is at a whole nother level right now, and that Beast Coast is trying to form as a team. I mean, Beast Coast, yes, they have a lot of new players, but they do have one of the most reputable players in North American League again, Biologic. This guy is incredible. You watch him shoot, he's got one of those best shots I've seen, and just game knowledge like I've never really seen. He is fantastic to watch, and his leadership, it really shows with Beast Coast. You kind of watch these guys talk before the game, and they really hype up Biologic in a very positive way, and it shows that he is making a great impact on the team. And ultimately, what made this a 7-2 victory was that Mirage, they kept getting the opening picks throughout the entire match. They had incredible utility use and just clutch plays. They were awesome to watch, and Beast Coast, again, of course, was super exciting. Biologic, man, when he pops off, I just love it, guys. Alright, and game 4, guys, well, this one was another very entertaining one, and I probably laughed the hardest I have watching this game. I'm gonna have to show you right as I finish off these highlights, because it took me off my seat. It was so funny. But anyways, game 4, Sonics versus XSET. Two teams. Well, XSET, they are a very fresh and young team. Not a lot of old experience on this team, but you know, a lot of young talent, much like the likes of Disrupt Gaming. Sonics, they do have some players that I've seen in the past over the couple of years, but ultimately these guys aren't, you know, the Space Station Gaming or the TSM and Dark Zero Esports that we know. But that all to say, Sonics really played well. I mean, they showed that they know how to play Consulate. They were on the attack at first on Consulate, and this is definitely a defender strong map. So with them having a 4-2 start after the first half and then going on to defense, well, it was basically set in stone already that XSET was going to lose this match. But I mean, XSET, they did make some really good moves. They have some players that, well, Rexon, for instance, he is, I guess you could say, more hot and cold than hot and cold actually is. He has his moments where he absolutely shines, and then others where it's like, well, it's okay, man. You can do better next time. I know you can, and you absolutely will. Alright, so that's Playday 3 under wraps. TSM leading the pack undoubtedly. I think that they might go undefeated all season, guys. These guys are insane. And the rest of the league, yes, they do look good. I think Mirage and Space Station Gaming, they might be able to give them some sort of competition, but we'll have to see, guys. Enjoy the rest of the show, and I'll see you next week with Rainbow Six Siege esports coverage.